All right, this is our second phase of samples for this project. What was discussed from the first kind of discussion as far as colors goes is that we may want to put an opalescent in this section here, and then this outside band be leafed. And then the question would probably be, I would suggest leafing this. So you've got leaf, opaque, pigment, and then transparent pigment with leaf, so the leaf kind of repeats as it ombres into the center. This was the sample that was chosen. This is the reverse. Now, if you notice, it's dark in here. I've got everything under secluded lighting with our friendly flashlights because I'm wanting to stress that something to look like this in the dark environment with little spots on it probably is going to be maybe about this light or lighter when delivered. So when looking at these samples, I suggest getting them into a similar environment to the site so that some colors that you really like might just require so much preferred angle that they just never really work across enough angles in secluded lighting. So that'll be a judgment call on your part, knowing what kind of lighting and the way the space is going to work. Over here we have a bunch of transparent colors, and one problem with these samples is I had silver leaf and I had gold leaf, but that were metal leaves, and my copper leaf was synthetic copper leaf. It's fake leaf, but at the same time, by having these two, it does give you kind of a which way do you want to go. So let's say we treat all of these leafed transparents over here as something we need to think about, variable wise. Do I like which color? And then you're choosing not only which color, but which leaf, because you'll notice that you'll have a similar color number, and as it goes from a silver leaf to a gold leaf to a copper leaf, it gets far warmer. But there's this other variable, apart from just the color of the metal leaf, is the type of metal leaf. So what I've done is I've created this little thing here. This is gold on both sides. This is gold leaf on the left and imitation synthetic gold leaf on the right. I'm going to flip this over. So you can see how you get somewhat the same color, but one is just almost like a mirror vibrance, and the other one is kind of this softer, frosted metallic. So in your discussions about what you prefer, I would say, yes, pick color, but then there's this augmented decision. Do we prefer this really bright mirror-like reflection, or do we like this softer metallic? So and we can get copper, gold, and silver in real metal leaf. We can get gold, silver, and copper in synthetic leaf. I don't know if mixing and matching would work. It obviously could, but that would add enough variables that we'd have a really complex color set we were working with. So in closing, these are the transparents, and then it's just a decision of not only which colors of leaf you like, but which types of leaf you like. And over here are these opalescents, and now some will be redundant, but we're just making the sample according to the kind of a convention where each color gets a silver, gold, and a copper. So a gold dust with a gold leaf doesn't do a lot. I mean, you just go from gold metallic to whatever. But then you might see that same one do this, and there are a lot of repeat golds. Some are warmer, some are more antique. So choosing from these types of things that have this non-transparent type of a vibe going on, that's this interior color that we're talking about. And then there's this little trough area. That's going to be just whatever works best for the piece. So whatever is the in and the outside, I'll try to figure out what works there. So in closing, we've got each person is going to get 3 bags that contains all these things. I'm going to send the sample out because I don't really need it, so you can have one there. And each person gets one of these to see the reflective versus the gold. And then remember, in all of these, everywhere, we have this kind of incongruent sampling where we have real silver, real gold, and then imitation copper. So anything that's really reflective, and it's going to have a C on it. See where it says 2C? That means color 2, metal leaf C, copper. And like this is going to have an S. No, that has G, I'm sorry. So it'd be a color 5 gold leaf. This would be color 5 silver leaf. And you can see how, let's see, what did I just do? That's 3. So here's a good example of how this is the same color with gold, same color. These two are the same transparent color with gold versus silver. So, you know, that's I forgot to mention that. They're all numbered with S, G, and C for gold, silver, gold, and copper.